Hey everybody, Nicholas JMV here. Second example on solving trig equations using identities. So the equation that we're given here is um, solve the equation sine of x times cosine of x equals 1/2, and that's going to be from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so we have the equation here. I'm going to go ahead and write this. We're going to have sine of x times cosine of x equals 1/2. Okay, and that's from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're actually going to multiply this whole thing by 2. Okay, so sometimes these properties, it's not easy to see what you're going to do. I'm going to multiply by 2 because when I do that, I get 2 times sine of x times cosine of x equals 1. Okay, and then what we know is that sine of 2x equals 2 sine x cosine of x. That's the property we're going to use here, okay? So let me move that down a little bit. There we go. So there's the property we're going to use. So we're going to switch this out. So now we're going to say sine of 2x equals 1. So there's the substitution with the trig right there from here to here. So it's one of our properties, okay? So we know that on the side here that when x is pi over 2, we know that the coordinate, the y coordinate, the y equals 1. So that's what this is saying here. So sine of 2x equals 1. Well, we know that x equals 1 when the angle that gives us a sine value, a y coordinate of 1, is pi over 2. Okay, so but what we have to do is look at the general statement. So we're actually going to take 2x and we're going to set that equal to pi over 2 plus 2 pi n. We're going to keep that going, okay? So we're going to solve now for x by dividing everything by 2. So you're going to have x equals pi over 4 plus, if you divided 2 pi n over 2, you're just going to get pi n. Okay, so one of our solutions here is going to be pi over 4, but we need to get the solutions from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so what we're going to do, if n was 0, so if you looked at n equaling 0, you plug 0 in here and you'd have x equals pi over 4 plus 0. So one of our solutions is pi over 4. But we got to go to 2 pi. That's not very big. So let's do another revolution. So let's let n equal 1. So now you're going to plug 1 in. So you're going to have x equals pi over 4 plus 1 times pi, which is just pi. So this becomes 5 pi's over 4. Okay, if you make this a common denominator, right? If we take this and say, let me move the camera down so you can see a little bit more. If we make this and say times 4 over 4, right? Okay, and if we tried another one after that, if we let n equal 2, okay, if n equals 2, I'll put this in red. We're already past that because you can't have pi over 4 plus 2 pi, right? Because you're only going to 2 pi. So your only two solutions here are pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. So that's our second example in solving trig equations using identities. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and type them below. We'll see you next time.